Next episode of Cult CZC Project Rescue. Time to get some work done. As you can see, it has rained last night and made everything soaking wet for me to play in. Fantastic. But we all soldier on, so let's get into it. I'm just going to start with showing everyone how to access your rear window regulators when they need to be pulled out and rebuilt. So, there we go. Set you guys down. You start with just slipping this cover off here, T20 screw in here, and then this slides forward and out. It's good to have the seat unlocked so you can just move it out the way. There we go. One piece. Then you just start pulling up on this, like so, and usually the kick panel also will unclip and come with it as well. Now I've already jumped ahead here. There we go. T20 there, T20 there, T20 there. And then all you guys do is go lift up on this when it wants to cooperate with me. Let that clip up and just start working your way around, pulling it out. It's just held on by clips. And then have fun snaking it out past the seat belts. There we go. That piece is out. Speaker's just held in with a couple of tens. Get you out the way. And as you can see, it looks like no one's been in here in 20 years. Dog hair, cobwebs, you name it. And this is intact. Surprise, surprise. Now, because I'm on camera, let's see if I can get it off without ruining it all. Nah, I've already buggered it. You know what? Everyone else does it. And hello, broken regulator. And most of you must know you can just slide the window down when they're broken by hand. And then there's two big Phillips screws just chilling in there. Grab them out. A magnet's handy at this point to fish these guys out. Don't lose them, because that's like the abyss. Two. And this is the fun part, trying to release the window off the clamp. So what you do is, sorry if I'm blocking you, is you got to reach in, grab the back of the clamp and try and pry it open as you pull up on the window. Got one. Actually, I'll unplug the window first, help a bit, the motor first, help with a bit of working space. That one's free. There we go, both are free. And then you just slide the glass up and out. Don't worry, I'm going to lay it on the grass. One 10mm at the top here. Try and not drop it. Yeah, That's how you do it. And then two 15mm bolts down the bottom here. Let's ignore that I just dropped one into the abyss. And then, well, hose is just clipped on, flicker off like a drain hose. Don't forget to put it back when you go back together. And then it's just a matter of snaking it out. And don't modify these, just send them off to have them rebuilt and you'll be very happy with it. I guess it's now time to switch to a bit of a time lapse, and I'll rinse and repeat on the other car to get some good ones in here so we can get this top to work. Just a quick update on the regulator bit. Probably because you saw my back, because it's a very tight squeeze in the back of these cars, funny enough. Don't know why they have back seats. But anyway, there's a 10mm nut up there, two 15s down here to actually remove the regulator itself. But the annoying bit is, obviously you got to get the window about halfway down, get the screws out from here, but reaching around and prying this clamp open to slide the window up and out. They can be really painful at sometimes. Alright, keep at it. The regulator back in, and after a little bit of a clean, mate, she's looking brand new. Added a little bit of soundproofing, just like extended the factory soundproofing in the rear quarter there. It does definitely make a difference on these little cars, especially how noisy the roofs can be. But now I'll just show you how to adjust the window. Put you guys back down. Beautiful. So you leave the two screws at the bottom of the window like shoe loose. Wind up your windows all the way. Come on. I know. Car's been in hibernation too long. Close the door and just check your gap here is good. It looks like I've gotten it first go for a change. But if you need to adjust it, all you do is open the door and just tilt the window, close the door again, make sure it's lined up, and that's it. Drop the windows down, tighten the screws, and you're set. And then, realistically, you'll need a scan tool to recalibrate it properly so the roof will operate. bit of a coffee break update. So seats are just sitting back in here. Front mat pedals are all done, looking smick. All that corner's back done, ready to go. Some cabling running for some future projects. But yeah, hopefully this weather will hold out and I can at least make a start on getting this on stands and taken apart, ready to swap. Fun, fun, fun. I need a coffee. So within about the space of the 15 minutes, I have the rear springs and shocky assemblies out of the orange car. Quite easy, I must say. It's literally drop the shock bolts, obviously have a jack under it because the spring will do spring things, but then once it's loose, all you got to do is literally push down and let the springs fall out and reverse for reassembly. Now I'll just show you the annoying little bit is getting the struts off at the top here. Now working on these CZCs, you'll use a lot of weird sizes that you've probably never used before. Those top nuts are 16mm and the bottom bolts are 18mm. And the easiest way I find to get the strut tops off, pair of vice grips and an open ender. So I just go like this, clip them on to grab the little top end and just loosen them off. They're not very tight, so it's very easy to do by hand. Almost there. Now it's pretty much probably hand tight. Just remember to grab the shock from the bottom when you undo the rest of the way, otherwise it will fall on your foot. Come on, there we go. There we go. Out. As easy as that. Reverse is just the reverse. Awesome. Alright, that's a wrap on today. I managed to get the rear shocks and springs switched over because the guy the mate of mine that drove this car back from Melbourne wanted it all for his non-turbo car. So I had to obviously put turbo suspension back in. Interior's starting to look good. Front carpets are in. I threw in the power steering ECU off camera and got all the windows working today. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it on jack stands because next up will be swap the brake assemblies over because I don't think CZCs run drums at all or 4x100 stud patterns. Stay tuned for the next one, guys. I'm just gonna keep doing this. Let me know in the comments what you think of the little time lapses and that, if you want me to keep it up.
Morning everyone.
Hope it's been
just
helpful
back
as
at
well.
it on the
See you in the next one.
Colt swap
Cheers.
project. And today is rear hubs. I've only been at it for about 20 minutes, and as you can see, I have both assemblies stripped. So the 4x1143 hub needs to go back on the orange car, and the drum needs to go on there, which is 4x100. So from people around the world, you can, yes, definitely hub swap from 4x114 to 4x100 and vice versa. Obviously you'd probably want discs instead of drums on the back, but getting the back assemblies off is super easy. It's literally just 4 16mm bolts in the hub, loosen off your ABS sensor and brake line. I'll show you guys where those bolts plug in. Where are you? There you are. There's your ABS sensor. And then there's just 3 of these E10, yeah, E10 bolts that hold your handbrake cable assembly to under the body of the car, and a grommet goes through the floor to the handbrake lever. Pretty damn simple. Obviously, you'll need to strip all the carpet out and the center console to get to those cables. That's probably the longest bit, to be honest. Alright, I guess I'll switch to a time lapse of me putting it all back together. Jump cut to brakes are now all on and up to the bleeding process. I've already gotten that side all assembled and all the nasty green brake fluid pulled through. Hubs back on that car as well. Handbrake assembly is all buttoned up, ready to go. There's our handbrake cable assembly all secured, all nice and tight. I forgot to mention, for those hub bolts, chuck on some blue Loctite and make sure they're done up nice and tight. Obviously didn't worry about it on the other car because it's not going back on the road.
that's all done. Annoyingly on the Colts, you have to make like a beer bong funnel to be able to get fluid in it, but we've topped it up with some nice fresh penrite, bleed all the old stuff out, because I guarantee it's never been changed on either car. But again, not really worried about that one, just bleed them so the pedal works, so it stops and if it rolls away. Now, if you're a one-man band like me most of the time, get yourself one of these vacuum bleeding contraptions off the internet. They're freaking awesome. All you do is you crack your bleed nipple, chuck the hose on, and pull the trigger. Yeah, it's a bit hard one-handed. And now I wait until clear fluid comes back through the hose, and then we'll be all ready to go. Whoopee! Just like that, we are all done. I decided to just stop the video, do it, and continue, because you won't be able to hear anything over that thing. That's the only downside to them. But what you do is let it run till you basically get clear fluid through, and then leave it on, and then do up your bleed nipple and just nip it up, pull the hose off while it's still running so it sucks all the fluid into itself. Then you can shut it off. Check that you've got it tight, put the little cap back on, and we are ready to chuck the wheel back on this car. Finally, rear hubs, rear suspension, done. Guess next is a bit more and can start assembling the rear of the interior and move on to that abomination. Before I finish cleaning up and get these cars back on the ground, I figured I'll show you guys how to get the side skirts off a CZC, but it's probably the same for a CZT in Europe as well. You guys let me know. Anywho, this will be your best friend, and this is your best friend. Don't be alarmed.
just in the corner in the wheel arch, there's a couple of clips you just need to take off. Like so. As you can see, I've already started. But what you do is you get it started, and then all you do is put your spatula in there and just try to go straight down to avoid damaging anything. The glue on it is quite thick, so once you get it started, open a gap, you'll see, and you can just work your way along pretty easily to get the glue off. And then it's only held on physically by these stupid things at the bottom. Sorry about that, just heard the camera just get cut off. But anyway, when you're tapping this in, try to push it away from the body, like put pressure against the side skirt, because these are, as you can see, quite flexible. So as you're pushing away from it, you don't run the risk of damaging the body as you're tapping it through the glue. And for the bottom, it is simple as removing 6 of these guys. This car seems to be alright so far. I've only had to use the I'm not asking clip tool on one of them so far. But yeah, there's just 6 of them along the bottom, if you guys can see. You get them out and then she just falls straight off. Alright, gonna wrap up today. As you can see, carpets are clean and back in the vehicle. Seats are back in. Actually, it's not a bad place to be in here now. Slowly coming together. So I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. Get pretty much the back end swapped over. Brakes, suspension, that's all done. And start getting the interior back in. Alrighty. Unfortunately, next time you see this car, she will not look like this anymore. Tomorrow the front end all comes off for moving it to another car. So take your last looks, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.